Yo, what's going on, y'all?
Welcome to Dance University. My name is Melvin A.C.
And I'm a professional choreographer, creative director, and today we're gonna look at a video, a dance practice of Like Crazy by Jimin. And you already know how I feel about him, and cause once you're Jimin and you can and Jim out. Ain't that right? Cause y'all already know. Y'all already know. Welcome, and if you're new to my page, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I promise you, we gonna do it justice. And I mean, you know what? I don't really have, other than that, I don't have much of an intro, so let's just jump straight in. Like Crazy by Jimin. Also, thank y'all for getting in the comments of my other videos and helping me learn how to properly say Jimin's name. Because, you know, cultural differences mean that language is spoken differently, the accents go in different places. Where I was saying Jimin or Jimin, now it's like Jimin. Small differences, but it matters. So let's jump in.
Here we go.
Oh, I didn't know it was this song. I actually have this song on a playlist. I like pumped my K-pop playlist full of Jimin. And I'm surprised I've never seen his dance practice.
That's weird because I love this song.
So I'm curious to see how all of that comes together with the choreography. Let's go. Such a beautiful song. His voice is so smooth in it as well. It really fits his personality. Nice. Give me a good ride. Yeah, I love this song. Good. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! I don't know if y'all have noticed, I'm gonna just let this ride and then we're gonna break it down. I already have so many things I want to say, but we're gonna go back from the beginning after watching this full thing because it's Jimin. The dancers are killing it. Yeah. One thing I like about this song is if y'all hear the studio version, how in the beginning and at the end it has this intro that really plays really nicely going into the core part of the song. It's beautiful. That was dope. I'm excited. Now I'm gonna break this thing down. I can already tell you right now, if you're really interested in this style of dance and performance that you're seeing in the Like Crazy dance practice, the style of dance that you want to put your focus towards learning the basics and the foundations of is jazz. Now, there are so many different executions of jazz. You have Broadway jazz, you have musical theater jazz, you have classical jazz, you have street jazz and jazz funk. There's so many different types of jazz, but if you learn the foundations, then you can put your own flavor on it, and the flavor that you put on your jazz is what categorizes it into street jazz, jazz funk, classical jazz, musical theater, or Broadway jazz, right? So learn the foundations of jazz, learn your pas de bourrées, take some classical style dances so you can learn some of the classical foundations as well, and you'll be well on your way to dancing like Jimin and like the dancers in this dance practice video. Their execution is really, really nice. The softness, watch the textures and the softness as they dance. It really takes everything to the next level in telling that story. And there are parts that are intentionally very comforting. Like at the beginning, you'll see here where Jimin walks up and then they all like swarm to him and they just kind of like embrace him in this soft, comfy kind of a way. And that definitely plays into the story, but that jazz background, that jazz feel, jazz flow is what definitely makes that hit a lot harder internally than if these dancers or if the choreography was not based in one specific style with other techniques then added in. So that foundation style here is jazz. Definitely classical influence. You see some pas de bourrées, there's some ballet influence, but it's mainly jazz. So comforting. Breath. Nice. And if you like how Jimin moves, I want you to watch his feet. I'm going to run this back a little bit, but watch his feet because the weight distribution is super important here. You'll notice he stays more so on the balls of his feet. The front half of his foot so the balls of your feet, say where the knuckles are here, right? Say this is the balls of your feet and these are the toes. These would be some long toes, but let's just say balls of your feet, the toes. Okay, this back here is your heel. And we'll say like this small section, because obviously my hand is not the same size as my foot, is the center of your foot where you're flat. He's spending most of his energy or most of his weight distribution from just behind the balls of the feet up to the toes. And he's not all the way up here for a lot of it, because if you put too much weight too far on the top of your toes, you get off balance, because it's really, really difficult to control that, especially when you're moving in the ways that they are. But from here to just behind the balls of your feet is the ideal place to put your weight distribution, especially when there's a lot of footwork, a lot of traveling and pivots and, you know, steps and things like that, to make sure that you maintain the most control and stability there. So you'll notice as he travels across the floor, going from center stage to, from the audience perspective, stage left, and from the dancer's perspective, that'd be stage right. He is, and it's hard to tell because he's got on Air Force Ones. Air Force Ones have really thick soles, and those soles are stiff. So it's gonna look like he's flat-footed, but he's not really flat-footed as he's traveling. So watch. See it? Yeah. So keep that in mind. That move there was really nice. And I say it's really nice because it looks simple. It only looks simple because they make it look easy, right? But the most challenging part about what they just did when they did, after they step, they did the hop, tap, tap, tap on that right foot. The part that makes that challenging is not so much the move itself, it's where the weight distribution is, because if your weight's not in the right place, then your brain doesn't know how to function. It doesn't know which leg to lift. So what's happening is, as they go, they're tapping with their right foot, which means whenever they jump, they have to land with most of their weight on their left to give their brain the okay to lift their right leg. Because what happens is, if you're meaning to step with your right leg, but your weight is on your right leg, your brain is going to tell you, hell no, we can't lift that leg because that's where the weight is. If we lift that leg, we're going to fall on our face.
And I'm not going to let you do that.
Right? So it's very important that whenever they land, even though they're landing with both feet, most of their weight, majority of their weight, at least 60% of their weight is on their left leg, which gives their brain the okay to be like,
Okay, we have our core, we have our back, we have all of our leg muscles. We're able to sustain this while lifting our right leg without falling.
So just watch that. Here we go. Do. Beautifully done. And I really like this part. Just watching the dancers are really doing justice, where the choreography is not really meant to be like super sharp, where you have Jimin is so capable of executing choreography without it looking like he's trying hard, and he's just able to just like get in his flow. But then you have the dancers behind him who are also doing such a good job dancing alongside Jimin, and their movement is slightly sharper, which is exactly how it's supposed to be, because what happens is it frames Jimin so nicely. Just that small difference, we don't think about it consciously, but we see different things move at different paces every single day. So our eyes and our brain pick up what we're not having to consciously and intentionally think about. And it helps to draw attention towards Jimin. Obviously, he's the center of attention, but if everybody is doing the same exact textures and whatnot as Jimin, then Jimin feels part of the dance group as opposed to being set apart from the dance group and them just working together. Yeah, so beautifully done. But watch how the dancers execute this next section. Nice. Even how they come out of this last section going into their partners, everything flows into that. It's not like, okay, finish this move, then go to partner, because then it looks like two separate puzzle pieces that don't really fit together. This, how the dancers flow from dancing individually, framing Jimin, to then dancing with their partners, still able to frame Jimin, but focusing more towards their partners, is really nice. It congeals everything so nicely. All right, here we go. Okay, this guy just stood out to me. Watch this dancer in the white jacket. His textures, how he uses his whole body. So textures are a thing in and of itself, but how you execute those textures depending on what the intentionality of it is super important. And a lot of people miss, and this is professional dancers included, a lot of people miss the top of their head. So whenever you're doing these snaky movements. A lot of people start from their chin and their neck down. Boom. This is what most people do because for them it feels disorienting and silly to start with the top of their head, because then they can't see what their body is doing. They don't know what it looks like to the outside. And so they skip over that. But what this guy in the white jacket does, he moves from the top of his head and flows through every bit of that intentionality and that texture and that flow. So just watch him as he does that. That section is so sweet. Here we go. Go back. I want to see that again. Yeah. Come on, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, my man back there in the green shirt, green jacket did it too. Great use of the hips. Woo, nice breaths. So this section here, I told you I was finna break this thing down. Y'all thought I was joking. That's why we watched it full the first time. So what I want you to watch, how they go down around Jimin, and then they take that breath. Whoom, whoom, whoom. There's some times where people will see that and they think that it's just a body movement. And it's like, no, it's not just a body movement. Like this is you gotta breathe into that because it gives it a totally different vibe. Totally different vibe. So let me see if I can move my seat back enough. All right, so if I'm here, right? So if the goal is to come up and then down, we can do it two different ways. So if I just go up, down, I'm not breathing. I'm still doing it. Obviously, it looks a little more weird because I'm in my car seat. But here, if I were to do that, it looks a little stiff. It doesn't do justice to the song and the textures that are in the cadence of Jimin's voice. However, if I breathe into it, it adds a little more. You can't see down here. This is where a lot of the breath is happening. But having that breath makes it feel more natural and more, what's the word? I don't know the word. I'm going to use some different words. Ethereal, surreal. It makes it feel more full of life source than if I just go stick my chest out versus breathe. It doesn't have to be as calculated because we breathe on a day-to-day basis. So when you add that breath in there, it adds more life to the dance versus if they were to just move up and down. So watch that. See that breath? Ooh, nice. Nice.
I'm just now going back because I had to process this for a second to understand what was really happening.
So Jimin goes down. He and the other dancer, they go back to back, and they're able to do this, obviously, or if you don't know, maybe you don't know, they rely on each other. They push their weight evenly against one another, and then they let that foot slide while letting themselves down with the opposing leg. Okay, and that's how they came down smoothly. The part that I think is really, really nicely done outside of that is how Jimin comes back up. So he doesn't do anything fancy to transition back to standing. The thing that makes it so well executed is that he stays in character. And not only does he stay in character, it's having the awareness to know, like, okay, I can't just shoot straight up. I can't even just like stand up slowly and have the right texture. I have to not only maintain character, but I have to embody this character to the point where, like, okay, my head is down, and the way it's the timing of it. The timing, the tempo, the texture, the flow, the execution, the character. It's really all of it. And it's hard to really dissect that so much, because it's one of those things that you really can't teach that. It's something that, not that somebody is born with, but that they learn and embody. You know, it's hard to teach embodiment to this level. You can teach embodiment to a certain extent, but then at a certain point, the dancer, the performer has to take it to the next stage themselves. And he embodied this part so nicely. It's such a simple part seemingly, but how he got up, if he had just stood straight up, it would have felt like a cut in the story and that there was a piece missing. You know, it's like when you ever go listen to a DJ play music, and then whenever they switch to songs,
they just jump from one song that has a totally different BPM to a different song that has a totally different
vibe and BPM.
And you're like, bro, what is you doing? That wasn't even a smooth transition.
That's what it would have felt like. But he gave that the most beautiful transition. So nice. Here we go. Wait. How he comes up. Ooh, great canon. Nice foot pivots. Woo! Hey, don't wake me from this dream. Nah, I feel that. I've definitely felt like that before. Like, I need a way we can dream on. Don't wake me up.
Leave me here. Leave me here. Don't wake me up.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You ever be sleeping so good and you be dreaming that somebody come wake you up and you be like,
Don't wake me up.
Anyways, that was so good. Jimin, he never disappoints, right? We know this. And y'all know I have a bias towards Jimin anyways, but he makes it so easy to have a bias towards him because he's so dope. And yeah, if y'all like this and you're not already, go ahead and hit that subscription. Go ahead and hit those notifications. Let me know what you want to see next, what you want me to break down next. I really enjoy doing these long, deep, in-depth breakdowns for you all. I love your support. I love your appreciation. And I love that we're growing this Haas Dance University community and we are worldwide. Let's keep this thing growing. I want to be at 10,000 subs by the end of June. Let's make it happen. Let's go more than 10,000. Let's keep building this community, y'all, of intentionality and true artistic support, vision, and analysis, not just hyping people up. You feel me? Let's do it. Until next time, peace, love, dance. I'll see you. Bye.